want our guests to understand what it's like to be one of the absolute top producers, not only in Austin, but in the country. And I'm not talking about just in mortgage. I'm talking about in life. Okay.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, that's what the producers told me to say.
Okay. Well, good. I'm glad. I like
it. Now, you've been in the industry for over 20 years.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And you have a branch of your company's Vista Lending. It's a branch of Network Funding.
That's right.
And you've been with that group for how long?
11 years this April.
11 years.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're one of the top producers nationwide for that organization,
yes.
right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you know how many branches, how many loan officers they have? Any idea?
Oh, man, that's a great question. As it stands today, I'm not actually sure.
Okay.
We have a President's Club every year.
Where is that? Where do they hold that?
This year it's going to be in Vegas.
Okay.
Last year it was in Utah at Sundance, Robert Redford's place there. It was cold.
Because y'all are buddies with Rob.
Right.
Yeah. Y'all just call him Rob.
Rob,
yeah. We were at Rob's ranch.
Yes. And it was snowy and very cold, but a lot of fun.
Yep. How many producers go to that generally? Like, what is it that yields you that opportunity to qualify for it? Is it based off of where you rank as a percentage or volume, or how does that work?
It's volume. I want to say the minimum number is like 21 or 22 million or 100 units.
Okay.
And
which you did those in 1 month.
Seems like in the last 2 years it was like that. We had a
right?
gift, but I want to say we had a big group last year. We probably had 50 producers there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you think about that, and where you are. Let's just talk about like in the city of Austin. You've been top 5, I think, the last couple of years. You've been number 3 in the city, behind Sean and maybe David and Matt and a couple others. And I've been just right there, just smelling your exhaust.
Right.
But you are a unit machine. And I want to talk a little bit about that today.
Yeah.
I mean, I know last year was a dip year for most of us. You still crushed it. You had, nearly 300 units last year?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And then the year before, so that was 22, 21, did you go over 700 units?
I had a little over 521, and then I had about 620 in 2020.
That's ridiculous, man. I don't know how you manage that. And you keep a lean team. It's you and your wife, Sonia. She's the branch manager.
That's
She's
right.
the one that really makes everything work.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Amen. Amen.
And you have a team of, is it 6? You have a team of 6? Okay.
Yeah. 6.
And of those, you have, what do you have, a couple processors?
2 processors. One works the front end of the file. One works the back end of the file.
Okay.
We've got a setup person. We've got a couple of other people that do some cleanup and marketing.
Okay.
We've got an insurance and payoff person. So we've kind of got all the bases covered there. Yeah.
Okay.
And they're all great, and they buy in. They're dedicated.
Okay. Well, and I want to talk about that too, being bought in, because it starts at the top. Y'all have to be bought in on your model, and then they have to understand, hey, this is a model that works for Russ and for Sonia. And if we're not on board this, if there's a chink in the armor, then it all can fall apart.
True.
Right?
Yes.
Your team members, have they been with you for a while?
Yeah. In fact, one of them has been with really us collectively for almost 20 years.
Well, you've been in the business for just over 20 years.
That's
so
right.
Basically from the onset.
Yeah.
Huh?
Her whole career. And then we've got, a few others that have been with us, 12 years and 5 years, 6 years. The least amount of time is maybe a year, but the rest have been with us a long time.
That's the junior member of the team.
Yes.
But when that person comes on and they're with you for a year and they see that everybody has been here for an extended period of time, they recognize that, and they're there for the long haul.
I think so, and I hope so, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
So 20 plus years in this crazy world, this crazy industry of ours. When did Sonia get into the business?
20. She's been in it 21 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
21.
So a year longer than I have. That's right.
And y'all have been married just a little over 5 years?
That's right.
Did y'all work together before that?
Yes.
Did y'all know each other through the industry?
Yeah. Yeah.
Were y'all at B of A together?
We were at B of A together, and then Chase, and then BMC / Southwest Mortgage.
Yeah.
Capstar Lending,
Okay.
Todd Curio, Mark
Uh-huh.
Abernathy, those guys. And
Well, Abernathy, that's a blast from the past.
Yeah,
That boy's
yeah.
been in it for years.
Yeah, those are good guys.
Yeah.
And then Vista Lending Network Funding for 11 years, and
Okay.
just been grinding it out that way. Yeah.
So you figured, hey, if we're just going to be together every day for all these
Right.
years, you might as well just be together forever.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, and she is definitely a big part of any success I have. She's been a lot of the reason for it.
Okay.
For sure.
Well, that's a smart man to say that. Now, off air, if you want to tell me something different.
No, you know
No,
what?
I know that's true.
Yeah, without her, I just think about it, I'm like, I don't know how I do this without her.
Well, and she comes from a family of immigrants, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's right.
Her family's originally from India, right?
Yeah, that's right. Her
And,
parents were born
and
in
we
India.
were talking about that before the show.
Yeah.
That y'all were just over there for a wedding.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
And those weddings, I have several of my people that I just absolutely adore that are dear to my heart that are from India. Their families are from India. Yeah, we could talk about that all day. Their work, their work ethics, their culture, just how
Yeah.
loving they are. But you guys kicked it over there, is what you were saying.
Yeah, it was fantastic, man. It's an experience unlike any other. You go to Mumbai, a city like that with 20 million people.
Yeah.
It's like New York City on steroids, really.
Wow, yeah. And those weddings, those are not small weddings.
Oh
over
no,
there.
no! I think
mean,
there were about 2,200 people.
That's
there.
what I was going to say. Here in the States, you talk about a couple hundred people. That's a big one. Like they talk into the thousands there.
Yes,
Right.
Yes,
And they're big gift givers too.
yeah, lots of cash,
a lot of gold
yeah.
exchanged.
Yes, yeah. It's If you wanna make some money, get
Yeah.
married in India.
Marry someone from
Yeah,
India. There you go.
yeah, absolutely,
'Cause
man.
then they can keep your mortgage business on track also, right?
That's right.
So that's probably something that we should visit about, Russ, is, having a marriage is not the easiest task. You're balancing personalities at home, but you're also doing the same thing at work. How do y'all manage that, right?
You know what? It works pretty well. I mean, sometimes we butt heads. I mean, sometimes we might butt heads on philosophy on a deal or strategy. And I'm more of a maverick. Sonia's more kind of in the lines, and I'm more a little bit outside the lines on like, I think this can work this way. So, but the team gets that. And I try not to override our staff. If they say, hey, this is what we think, then unless I'm just dead set on a different way, I usually will yield to them because they're usually right. So
yeah.
I've learned to try to hire people that are smarter than me.
Right.
And I'm, in our organization of 8, I'm probably 8th in level.
I thought
of
you were going to say
smartness.
you were the dumbest.
Well, yes, I'm down. I'm at the bottom of
You're
the,
at the bottom, right?
the
Yeah.
rung.
Hey,
Yeah,
I can't even walk out
absolutely.
my house, at the front door of my house without already being at the bottom of that
Right.
list, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, and that's the sign of great leadership is to hire up,
yeah,
right? And whether it's a skill set that someone possesses that maybe you aren't strong in, or an aptitude that somebody is really fantastic at, or maybe a combination of all of those, right?
Yeah.
And it sounds like that you've recognized that from a leadership perspective, but it sounds like they've bought into that as well. Like they understand where their lane is, and they do really well with that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Mhm.
And we're just thrilled that we have a group that really, as I mentioned earlier, they buy into what we're doing and they're motivated. I never have to coach somebody on urgency.
Okay.
They're all about urgency.
They're all
the
bought
time.
in and they
In fact,
understand
most
they
of the
get it.
time they're pushing me.
Yep.
They're like, "Hey, have you turned this in? Hey, have you asked for this?"
How many times has a loan officer been asked that? Hey,
Oh,
have,
man,
have
yeah.
you turned in the loan? You're supposed to close in like 4 days.
Yes,
Where's that paid
exactly.
stuff?
That's right.
So, are you the front man? Are you out on the? So when a deal comes in, are you driving that in the door?
Yes.
Is that you? Okay.
Yeah, a long time ago, and when I say long time ago, probably where I felt like my business really turned the corner was around 2019, when my coach, Michael Regan, he's with Building Champions, Michael told me I needed to determine who I was going to be because I saw loan officers out on the front end of things that had a team and they were the lead funneler, right? They would push leads down and then their team would handle them. But that wasn't me. To
Yeah.
me, I'm the deal maker. I
Okay.
like making a deal. I like structuring a deal. I
Mhm.
like fixing a problem, solving a problem. I'm
You're like a
analytical that
mechanic.
way.
You want to get your hands dirty.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I
Mhm.
am definitely the front end, and once I determined that, it made my business a lot easier because then I kind of knew who I was. And
Mhm.
I was not trying to be someone I really wasn't.
Mhm. And there are a lot of loan officers, to your point, that can get the deals in the door, but if the realtor or the builder or the referral source says, "Hey, what's the status on this?" and they don't know, like they don't
Yes.
know. So you have what I'm hearing you say is that you have your fingerprints on your loans, really from soup to nuts. Like you're in tune.
Yes.
Okay.
I know that client.
Mm-hmm.
I've spoken to them. I know their situation. So if there's a problem, it helps me to know how to solve it.
It sounds like
Yes.
that sounds like a Vanilla Ice song.
Right. Yeah.
We're gonna loop that in.
I
Man.
like that. I like that. I miss old Vanilla Ice for sure.
I do too. And his stripe in his head and his eyebrow, from the
Yeah,
bar fight
yeah.
that he never had.